Hello, good morning, viewers. I am Angela. I am the host of this channel, Remembering Thy Creator in the Days of Thy Youth. I hope you can hear me. So I'm just doing this video just to talk about the word acceptance. I can remember when I was in my teens, my early teens, going to school, and I was so nervous as a teenager that growing up, I was what is called introverted. And someone who's introverted is someone who is shy. I was that. I was very timid, very shy. Did not want to say anything. Find it hard to gather my thoughts and um, and just express in a loving way to people, and even things that might have hurt me or concerned me. It was very hard for me to express that. And so as a teenager, not only was that difficult for me, but also I was developing a speech impediment. I used to stutter. It was very hard for me to get my words out. I would be doing a lot of repetitiveness. And so if you're a young person and you have that experience in stuttering, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. You can comment if you see this, or if you have a parent, if you have a parent, if you have a child who stutters, I know how you feel. I know how they feel because I used to stutter. And if it wasn't for my mom, her persistence, um, I was the only me and my sister, we were the only two out of five that she had that had speech impediments. And so that was a challenge for us as a young person to deal with. And it was very hard. But you know what? As we grew mentally, physically, spiritually, because we did have uh, people that we were acquainted with. Even our speech therapist was very sweet to us and always uh, kept in contact with us. I was fortunate to have her attend my wedding, which was sweet. And so I have great memories with her and other people that that accepted me as who I was and was able to work with me. And so even now, and so I am grateful for the people that came into my life, those that I'm not able to um, uh, communicate anymore, or um, I'm just grateful for the experiences that I've had to give me strength to know that they accepted me for who I was, and was able to be patient with me and what I was able to express. And so I wanted to share, as I continue this series of videos of Bible promises for parents of children with special needs, remembering our Creator for or and with our youth. And so I wanted to share with you two verses, um, two verses that is from a book that I have called Bible Promises for Parents of Children with Special Needs. And the first verse I wanted to actually, this is in line of the word acceptance. When you're having trouble accepting your situation, so it could be any situation. It could be any situation, whether having a child with a disability, or without, or with an illness, being able to accept it. And that's the hard part. Being able to to accept what you hear to a certain extent, because by accepting it, you're getting that motivation to seek a solution. I know for me, when I had my when I was learning about my speech impediment, I had to accept it. I had to accept that it was very hard for me to get my words out, and with the help of my mom and my speech therapist, we were able to find solutions in how I can be able to cope with it and handle it by doing deep breathing exercises, by thinking about what I wanted to say, or just jotting down what I wanted to say, and or just quietly in a separate room, gather my thoughts. There are several ways that you can collect your thoughts. There's also journaling, which I did do a pre-recording video on journaling, and so I'll share that with you soon. In different ways, because I have an interview with someone on that, and so I'll express more about that in another video about journaling. There's different ways that you can journal. There's just, getting a journal, and writing your data entry or journal entry. That should be something that you have learned in school. And so that's one thing that you can do in journaling and expressing your thoughts on down to paper. There's also art journaling, and which you can appreciate art in a way by creating it into a scrapbook format. So I'll elaborate more about that on another video. But being able to accept your situation, and the first verse I wanted to share with you, and this is when you're having trouble accepting your situation, and you can find in 1 Corinthians 7 verse 17, and I'm going to read from the Good News translation because that's what I'm using for my son. 1 Corinthians 7, and I thought I had it here. 1 Corinthians 7 verse 17 says, just a minute. 1 Corinthians 7, 17 says, each live as God called you. And that's what I have as a subtitle. Each of you should go on living according to the Lord's gift to you, and as you were when God called you. This is the rule I teach in all the churches. And in Romans 8, verse 18, Romans 8, verse 18 says, Romans 8, and this is subtitle is Life in the Spirit. And we know that I know that the Spirit of Christ is how we want to live. So Romans 8 verse 18 says, I consider that what we suffer at this present time cannot be compared at all with the glory that is going to be revealed to us. So I'm going to read the other verses before that. Let's see, verse 14, those who are led by God's Spirit are God's children. For the Spirit that God has given you does not make you slaves and cause you to be afraid. Instead, the Spirit makes you God's children, and by the Spirit's power, we call out to God, Father, my Father. God's Spirit joins himself to our spirits to declare that we are God's children. Since we are his children, we will possess the blessings he keeps for his people, and we will also possess with Christ what God has kept for him. For if we share Christ's suffering, we will also share his glory. And verse 18, going back to that again, saying, I consider that what we suffer at this present time cannot be compared to all with the glory that is going to be revealed to us. So we can receive his glory by looking at the life of Christ. We have to believe and know that Jesus accepts us. He accepts us, just as his Father in heaven accepts us. He accepts his Father, the Father accepts the Son, and Jesus accepts us, only if we believe. And so I want to leave this affirmation to you, to let you know that God accepts you. And whatever situation you're going through, whatever trouble you're going through, he will help accept Christ and his promises. And I'm also sharing those promises as well. And these are I'm sharing promises for the young people, and also sharing promises for parents. And so I do hope and pray that what I've shared with you has been a blessing. And if you have a child with a disability, what I have behind me is a mirror. I'm actually in my son's room, and every day I see him looking in this mirror, looking at his actions, his emotions, and that's his way of studying it. If you can understand as a parent, and you've seen your child look in the mirror just to see his or her emotions, then that's good. That's a natural thing. Let that happen. Let them see themselves. Let them know that even though they may act differently, that they can accept themselves. You can accept them. And so by us showing them that they can be accepted, then it will help others, their peers, to accept them as well. And so may God bless you and keep you, and make his face shine upon you and give you peace. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.